Hillcrest is an Artful Learning legacy school. We've been a legacy school for 10 years now. We use the framework that the late Leonard Bernstein created with the philosophy that the best way to learn a discipline is through another discipline. And the kids learn the same curriculum as the other kids in Bloomington, but we infuse the arts. This is called the Connect and Reflect Project. It is a celebration of adaptation. Our students and staff have been through the ringer this year, as have we all, and we just really felt it important to take some time at the 1-year anniversary of COVID to reflect as to what has this year meant for us as a school community, what has this year meant to us as individual members of families, and sort of honor the experience that we've all had, mark that in the history of these students as a huge part of their early education, and take some time to even celebrate that.
I'm working on a weaving that reflects what I feel about COVID. And this cloth right here is from the first mask that my mom made.
We're at the Bloomington Center for the Arts, up in the studios, which is where artistry is located. And we are, and have been for the last few weeks, working on composing this weaving that we have been doing that was made by the wonderful students at Hillcrest Community School. I know that we have about 350-ish weavings that are going to end up being on these panels together.
Every single student in the building is participating, along with every single staff person, from the principal and all of the teachers to our custodial staff, our food service staff, our paras. Everybody in the building is participating in creating a weaving that will tell their story of COVID. So we are bringing found objects from home in that tell our story, and we will create our weaving from those things.
And it's been a bit of an undertaking. You have to kind of first clean up the weavings, make sure everything's going to stay on the loom or stay together, woven together once you remove it from the loom, and then pull it off the loom, which is its own undertaking, hanging them up, stitching them together sideways, and now finally, this is very exciting, this is the first one we're putting on a hanging rod. So it'll be our first chance to get a look and see what it looks like when it's all composed. This piece is exciting on many different levels. It's exciting for the students, it's exciting for the community, it's exciting for artistry to participate and support this. It's been such a unique year. And I have to say it's also really exciting for the artists. A lot of times when you're a teaching artist, you don't get to just also be an artist. It's a lot of teaching and not as much creating. And I think this program has been really amazing because it's allowed, I think, all participants at all levels, administrative, teaching, students, artists, to really be artists and get involved and add their touch to this, this communal piece that's coming together so nicely.
Well, right now, this beautiful tapestry has been hung here in the Media Center, and today, as students are viewing, they'll be able to get a chance to hear the final complete sound tapestry that we created. The students were working on their Connect and Reflect weavings, and Beth McCoy reached out to me to see if we could create some kind of music project to help support and give another layer to their project. And so, in the music room, I spoke with the kids about their time reflecting over the last year through distance learning and hybrid learning, and talked about how different feelings might sound a different way. And so then students chose an emotion that really stood out to them as something they felt strongly over the last year, and then they selected an instrument sound to represent that feeling. And then in the music room, we were able to record each student individually playing their sound. And then I just wove the sounds together to create one large final sound tapestry. Once we had all of the students record their sounds, a way to kind of tie it all together was to think about this passage of time. So at the point when we started the sound project, we'd been 12 months into experiencing the pandemic, and to each person, that span of time really felt quite different for some people. So at each grade level, I had a teacher make a chime to represent each month that had passed. So 12 tolls of a bell in a way. And that kind of gave a melodic backdrop to the more percussive sounds that the students had created for their soundscape.
What we want the kids to reflect back on is that it wasn't all doom and gloom, it wasn't all bad. There were some really great things that happened, and we learned, despite all of this, we learned and we made progress in many, many areas.
It was so inspiring to see and hear the students express their emotions and the feelings that they've had over this last year, and to be able to express those feelings through the arts, through being creative, not only with their weavings, but expressing it through sound and through music. It was just a really wonderful experience, and I'm really honored that I was able to take part in it.